Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Welcome to the Saturday show. How's it going, everybody? What is today's date? March the 10th, 2018, a third of the way through March. Oh my gosh, spring is coming. I can feel it. Please let it be coming, please. Oh my goodness. I hope you're having a good day today. Hope you're having a good weekend. A beautiful day here in Creston, British Columbia today, let me tell you. Those of you who are regulars, you know where I am. I'm in I'm in Creston, British Columbia here in Canada, 3 miles north of the U.S. border. Idaho's just over there. And I can see Idaho today. I can see America today. We have clear skies, pure sunshine. We're hitting a high 42 degrees today. Absolutely wonderful. And we're going to be saying goodbye to a whole lot of snow today. My driveway will be completely melted out. Fantastic. And the snow that the snow plows have piled up on the side of the road is quickly disappearing as well. Absolutely wonderful. We're going to be at 52, 53 degrees by Monday. We're just warming up every day the next couple of days. So we'll take that because it's been yucky around here. And I know it's been yucky where a lot of you folks have been staying, where you folks are living. And appreciate you guys letting me know how your temperature is doing today. Are you getting a warm up down there? Is Florida any better off? Texas? What's it like in North Carolina and other spots and around the world? From all of you who are following me, thank you so much. I was looking up I was watching some of my own videos last night, kind of watching the first 4 or 5 minutes of a bunch of my videos just to kind of get a feel for how it's going for me, how's my presentation doing, and also I always talk about at the beginning of my live streams. I tell you how many subscribers I have and how we're doing on growth, and I've been doing that, from back in November to now. And so I started watching some videos back in late November, December, and then early January, just to kind of get a sense of where things were happening, where things are moving. And it is incredible. I mean, I really enjoy watching my video. I like watching one of my own videos, the opening to when I hit 100 subscribers. That was December 13th or 14th or 15th, whatever day that was posted. And that had been a 2-week or a week and a half run up where I was around the high 70s, low 80s in subscribers. And I was getting 1 or 2 or 3 a day. All of a sudden, prior to that, I'd go a day or two without a subscriber. And here I'm getting multiples. And I hit 87, then I hit like 91, then 97, 103. I mean, it just went past 100, just blew. And then within a couple of days, 121 subscribers. I mean, the channel just took a whole different turn. Positive, of course. I'm so grateful. It finally was catching on with you folks. And enough of you were finding me bit by bit. And we're saying, well, I'll try him out. Let's subscribe to this guy and watch him for a while. And it was exciting. And then in early January, I started the live streams. That's the first time, was January the 6th. I ever tried a live stream. And on the 8th, I began that was Monday the 8th, I think it was, I began this 6-day-a-week odyssey of doing a live stream and still throwing in the odd video, in between that from time to time. And you've grown with me, and I'm just thrilled about it, and I'm really enjoying it. I enjoy this format more than just making videos on my own and just posting them and waiting to see if anyone watches them. Love the instant reaction that I get from you, the viewers. It seems to have really picked up on my comments as well. I get a lot of comments between live streams, which is great. Don't mind answering questions, obviously, as long as I can keep up with you. And the view counts are rising, and so are the subscriber counts. Back in late November and early December, I was talking about hitting 300 to 400 views a day, and that was a big deal for me. 300 to 400 views a day was big news for this guy. Then by Christmas time, I was looking at, geez, I might start hitting 800 to 1,000 views a day. Oh my gosh. And then in January, it was 1,000 views a day and 1,300 views a day. Today, I'm averaging about 2,200 views a day, 2,100 views a day. It fluctuates a little bit. We did have one day, a couple of weeks ago, where I had 8,000 views in one day. And that was about the fisticuffs on board the Carnival Liberty offshore Australia. The rumble in the South Pacific jungle. That story caused a bit of a sensation. It went, was pretty heavy in the media, of course, and so I was talking about it, obviously, because it's a cruise ship related story. And so the channel really, for a while there, I thought, oh my gosh, I have 8,000 views in one day. That's 250,000 a month. It kept that pace. Didn't keep that pace. We're back to about 2,200 views a day, and steady and growing. 70% of you who are watching, or 70% of all the viewers or views, are not from subscribers. Very interesting. And my number one video back in early December had to do with an update video about the hurricanes in the Caribbean. It's still my number two most watched video all time. I think it's called 2018 Cruise Ship Updates and Hurricane Updates. But it got passed. That video got passed in early mid-January, right around mid to latter part of January, by my now current number one video, which I shot back in October, called Top 10 Tips for New Cruisers. Top 10 Tips for New Cruisers. It's doing 1,000 views a day. One video every day. It does 1,000 views a day, day in and day out, 7 days a week. My subscribers don't watch that video because you as subscribers have probably seen it once and may have brought you to me, and then you watched my other videos and you've subscribed. But it still attracts 1,000 non-subscribers 7 days a week, 7,000 views a week, roughly. Amazing, just amazing to me how that little video is a machine. It just keeps tracking new viewers. And the hope I have is that they come to my live streams, they find my other videos I've posted, and then they run into you folks who are watching these live streams, and they get hooked on the interaction between host and the viewers. And we talk cruising nonstop. It's fantastic. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. I hope you found me through one of my videos, or you were referred to me somehow, and welcome to my channel, Traveling with Bruce. You can certainly discover my channel with all my playlists that I've got out there. Certainly a number of playlists are targeted for newbies, people who've never cruised before, who've been thinking of a cruise for a long time, or have finally decided, man, maybe a cruise is a good idea. Maybe a wedding cruise is in your future, or someone is thinking of getting married and they're talking about maybe doing a cruise on a wedding ship. Well, there's a lot of information available to you for cruising and about cruising and the cruise lines on this channel, and I welcome you all here. And those of you who are new and joining me today, tell me, where are you watching me from? What's your high temperature today? Say hi. The gang here, the regulars, will probably say hi to you as well. If you have any questions about cruising, fire away. There is no dumb question. Ask me whatever you want, and we'll try to answer it for you as best we can. If I can't answer the question, one of my viewers probably can. So speaking of the channel, quickly, yesterday when I left the air, we were at 1,264 subscribers. Excuse me. Now 1,272. 8 more have joined in the last 12, 13, 14 hours. And welcome to you late newcomers. Fantastic. Love to have you coming on board. The channel continues to grow. The views are growing. We hit 1 million view minutes this week. Watch time minutes, 1 million watch time minutes. We're blown right through, and it's so amazing. I'm blown away by that. YouTube has still not chosen to monetize this channel. We're still waiting for our monetization review period to be done. We were led to believe it would be about a week or so back on the February the 20th when everyone was demonetized. That had just made the new requirements for monetization, all these new changes that YouTube had announced. It's now 2 weeks and 5 days. No answer, no indication, no nothing, no update. It still says on my little email, it'll be about a week or so. So we're in the dock here. I'm in the dock. It's a quote, a line. I'm in the dark here. I have no idea. And I and hundreds of thousands of other YouTubers are in the same boat. We don't know when this is going to happen. We are only hearing bad news about timing, and it's going to take longer than you thought. And so they've cut off my ad revenues. The only revenues that I can generate now from my channel are from the viewers who watch me on my live streams through Super Chat, which is a feature on the bottom of the area where you type in hi to me. There's a little $ sign there. If you hit that, you can send me a contribution to my channel through YouTube. That is greatly appreciated. I've been getting a few of those. And then there's a PayPal logo that I've installed on my homepage. I finally figured out how to do it. I put on a PayPal logo on the top corner of my my channel, at the homepage. And if you either want to just make a little donation to Bruce, you can do so directly, any amount you want. Or if you, through Super Chat or through PayPal, would like to get your hands on one of these things over here. These are sport medallions that I've got, well, the size of a quarter, and I've had these in my retail store years ago, and they are perfect to add on to a cell phone or to a computer, or you can add them onto a quarter to use as a ball marker, or you can take a little bit of nail polish remover on a little cotton batten, and you can wipe the glue off the back of one of these, make them a coin in effect, and now they're just a ball marker on their own like that. These are great little gifts to give to a sports fan, you know. It's a way for me to raise a little money for my channel. I'm technically not selling them. I am giving them away with a $10 donation or more on my Super Chat or through my PayPal connection. So if you're interested in that, that would be great. A list of all the teams that are available are going to be on this video, on the description after I post this video. And you can see what teams I have available. And there's an email address there where you can send me the details. Where should I send it? What team would you like? And or if you have any questions. So enough for that. And again, I thank everybody who's been helping out with the contributions through Super Chat to help make up for the fact that no advertising revenue now for 2.5 weeks, and it might be another couple weeks yet. I do not know. Let's see who's here today, because we got a bunch of folks signing in. I have here Norman Duarte, Dutre. Norman, I'm going to just use your first name. Hi, Norman. How you doing? In Bridgeport, Connecticut. What a wonderful place you live in. 40 degrees outside, sunshine, having a good day, doing waxwork at the desk, he's saying. Only 29 days until the Norwegian Cruise Line breakaway cruise, April 8th to 15, and then she overseas. So getting ready for a little break, a 1-week cruise, and then the breakaway's heading overseas. Fantastic. That will be great. I'm looking forward to hearing from you on how that went. I'm kind of curious, how will the food be? What's your room going to be like? Are you happy with the overall, you know, the way they looked after you, everything? Really, let me know. That's fantastic. Kathy Butler's here. Hi, everyone from Orlando, Florida. Hi, Kathy. How you doing? Kathy is one of my real loyal fans. Kathy has been just wonderful to me. A number of you have. Kathy retweets a bunch of my tweets all the time. She sends me information that she hears about on cruises. We interact quite often. It's fantastic. Thanks, Kathy, for coming by. Charles Jordan is here today. Good afternoon, Bruce. How are you, Charles? Debbie Manuel, hi, everyone. Mostly cloudy with a high in the low 60s today in Northern California. Kathy, Charles, Debbie, all of you, I can't thank you folks enough for interacting with me and my channel. I love it. Randy Lucas, good day, Bruce. Partly cloudy and a high of 64 today in Paradise, California. Another Californian is here. Randy, good to have you back, buddy. Pamela Jordan is here too. Hi, Bruce and everyone. It's mostly cloudy and 66 Fahrenheit here in Iva, South Carolina. Going to rain later today and tomorrow, though, but at least you got the 66. You were down in the 40s, weren't you, the last few days? So you're a little warmer there. That's a bit better. Paula K is here. Hi, Paula. Hi, Bruce. 34 in Hanover, chilly. We accepted the fact that it's still winter for a while yet. We caved. We gave up. But it's getting closer to warmth again. Getting ready to book our cruise for this year. Fantastic. Paula K, I was just looking last night at I think it was the second live I ever did. It was the first live stream, January the 8th, where I just figured out how to read the comments that they were coming, and you were the first one to ever comment on that video. You're kind of my first ever live commenter. I know another follower, Crash 3X from Ottawa, commented on the 6th of January when I didn't see the comments. They were coming in, but I couldn't see them. And she was one of the first to join in. But Paula K has been here right from the beginning of these live streams. And welcome back again, Paul. It's great to have you. Tommy Eaton is here today too. He's saying, "Hey, Bruce, enjoy your stream. Currently 71 and partly cloudy in Jacksonville, Florida. That's okay weather. It's not hot. It's not cold. It's 71. We'll take that. Way to go, Tommy. Kathy saying fights are good for ratings. Laugh out loud. Yes, yes. The rumble in the jungle. It's good. Controversy is always good too. And scandal. Yes, it's all good. Matt is here saying good evening. I would tell you the weather, but I'm not sure because I've been stuck inside all day. It's been raining a lot. So yeah, don't even go out. Don't even look. Draw the curtains and look at YouTube videos of people on nice warm cruise ships, or at least talking about them, you know. What do we got now? Nina Frank, good evening, Mr. Bruce. 2 below here in Sweden, but it's 8 p.m. here. Yes, it's in the evening, of course. Welcome, Nina, to the chat today. It's great to have you, and hope you're having a good day today and a good one again tomorrow. Norman Duterte, Norman, I go back, recap what I miss, and update my list. I got you. So you kind of check what I did yesterday, the live streams from before, and then catch up. Fair enough. It's a lot of catching up to do if you're behind a week or two with my shows. I'm doing 8 live streams a week now, an hour, hour and a half a shot. That's 8 to 12 hours a week of programming, of content going onto my YouTube channel. Unbelievable. I never thought I'd put this much on when I started this channel. I never thought. But I'll tell you, back in December, I was doing a video almost every day, like 4 or 5 or so a week at least. And I've always been a prolific YouTuber, putting lots of content. A lot of people put on one show a week, maybe one show every 3 or 4 days. They do a video, but I just find I can't wait that long. I got so much to tell you. There's so much going on that I'm following. If I wait 4 days to do a video, I'd have to do a 1.5 hour video, just talk, and I don't want to do that. So I'd rather just interact with you folks and also find out what's on your mind. What do you want me to talk about? What questions do you folks have about cruising that you really want to know the answers to? And this is the best way I find to get that reaction, because it's immediate. And if I don't have the answer today, or you're giving me a question that's really got me thinking, I might bring it up tomorrow after I do some research on it. So love to do this format, and it's working well, I think. Kathy Butler saying, still can't travel to Playa del Carmen due to travel ban and closing of the U.S. consulate there. The threat is still active and the ban is still in effect. Isn't that something? Haven't heard much in the media about it per se lately, but this is an ongoing thing, and it's got to make you wonder. The cruise ships, of course, banned onshore excursions to some of these places right off the bat. They just shut it down for the safety of their passengers. Absolutely, and of course, the cruise lines, they have the ultimate weapon. If they feel that a port is just not safe for their staff, for the ship, for the passengers, they won't visit that port. I mean, even if they've sold you a cruise for a 7-day Caribbean cruise or whatever it is, and the third stop is supposed to be this place here or another location, and they feel that it's just not going to be safe, they'll pick another location to sail to. They can change their minds on a dime. Safety is paramount for cruisers. That's all there is to it. That's the end of the story. They do not need anyone injured or attacked or bothered or harassed or you name it. And so even the threat of issues like this, cruise ships will go somewhere else. That's the ability of a floating resort, isn't it? Now, all the resorts that are stuck there, those land-based resorts, passengers might be canceling 1 week all-inclusive holidays in this area because of the threat of violence or whatever issue is here. If the U.S. consulate is shut down, what does that tell you? Americans have no consulate to go to in case of a problem. These resorts are in trouble. I mean, they're maybe they're experiencing 5, 10, 20% vacancy rates or cancellation rates because of these ongoing issues. And until these are resolved, things won't settle down for a while. It's not good. I remember a few years ago, you folks probably were regulars. Certainly, the West Coasters, you Californians who are cruisers will know. It was only about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, that Mazatlan came back online. For the longest time, maybe a year or two, Mazatlan was not visited by anybody on the cruise lines. All America cut it out. Carnival cut out Mazatlan. Princess cut Mazatlan right out of itineraries, and they would go instead to just Cabo, and they would do Puerto Vallarta. If the violence from drug cartels or what have you is out of control, the cruise lines will just stop bringing ships to certain ports. That's all there is to it. They'll literally stay offshore in international waters for that whole day and let you enjoy the amenities of the ship rather than risk you going onshore and getting into any kind of issues. Not going to happen. So it's interesting how that works. Let's see here. Sylvan is here. Sylvan Forrest. Hey, hi, Bruce. It's a gray, gloomy, and coolish day here in Delray Beach. This is tragic. This is really tragic. I have chosen to stay inside and watch your channel. Well, now that's a smart move, I think. So, man, that's an excellent move on your part, is to watch me. I hope you get monetized again soon. I do too. I need a cruise, working on it. That's what he's doing. Well, it would help if we could get monetized. That would help the cash flow. I need a new camera. I need lighting. I need to build a website. I have needs. I have economic requirements. Oh, there's the other expenses, the food. Yeah, I'm supposed to eat. Oh, yeah, all kinds of issues. Yeah, Kathy Butler. I feel bad for the poor people of Playa del Carmen and Cancun that have to suffer for the loss of cruise dollars due to some criminals and/or terrorists. And I'm just saying, yeah, it's not just the cruises. It's more than that. It's just passengers coming in on these 1 week all-inclusives, and that there are more of those probably than cruise passengers. And they spend 24 hours a day there for 7 straight days, where we come in for a 6-hour stint and we're gone. So yeah, it's really costly. I'm sure the Mexican authorities are, really digging into what the heck's going on there. But that's a vulnerable area or vulnerable area for Mexico. For their economy, and that's tourism. You don't want to scare off North Americans and Europeans from coming to your, most popular tourist spots. I mean, that's the last thing we need. Debbie, Debbie's here. Oh, good. I can stop cleaning the house. Yay. I can watch Bruce on my computer for a while or on my TV and not have to clean the house. Yay. Kathy, let's see. Our FBI is down there investigating a mysterious credible threat. And then Kathy says, hey, y'all, there are 32 watching and only 14 likes. Go hit that thumbs up button. It helps. Kathy is my cheerleader. Yeah, give me thumbs ups if you can. That'd be great, folks. And then Kathy's saying, I didn't even consider all those inclusive resorts there. What a shame. Yeah, that's right. The golf courses, the restaurants. They have all these the franchise restaurants down there, all the nightclubs. There's a lot of folks staying away. This is very costly. Tom Eaton, hey, Bruce. Remember, I'm a newbie. My question is, can you use a VIPN on Carnival Ecstasy? The Elation is moving next year, and we want to take our son and his fiance for their honeymoon. Can you use VIPN on what would VIPN be, please? Please tell me what that is, Tommy. I'm not quite sure what VIPN actually means. And I'm kind of curious about that. So I'll try to answer your question if I can. You can help me with that. Some news. I've got some news today before we play some cruise ship trivia, because we're going to play some cruise ship trivia today. I was having fun last night putting this together. And I've got another a little topic about a round the world cruise I wanted to mention today. We'll get to that in just a second. Who's this here? Imogene Weston is here. Hi, Imogene. 74 here in Houston. Playa del Carmen is so lovely. I always wondered about vulnerable area of our southern borders. Yeah, you just hope for the best. I know this gang thing has come and gone. This cartel thing has been in the news, out of the news, has been prominent, not prominent. I think the Mexican elections are coming up for presidential elections shortly, and I'm wondering if part of this nonsense is part of that. And I don't know. It's a rough one. It's not fun. Now, sad news. I'll tell you, folks, when cruise lines have good news and happy news, they splash it out, and we hear all about it. It makes every website, it makes every blog post, it makes maybe national news, maybe not national news, but it certainly makes the travel pages of newspapers and the travel areas of if a newscast has a weekly travel update thing, good news from cruise ships is usually on there. This announcement just came out quiet, with no fanfare, because it's not good news, and very sorry to see it. The bad news is that Royal Caribbean came out with an announcement saying that the Jewel of the Seas, which is one of their smaller cruise ships, about 2,150 passengers inside, it has been using San Juan, Puerto Rico as its home port. They're pulling that ship. They're pulling it out of there, and they're going to move it to Miami, officially January 2019. So in like 11 months or 10 months from now, they are walking away from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and there has been no replacement ship announced to take her place. It's not like this ship had to go to dry dock and then be reassigned. No, they're moving it to Miami, and they're going to do the Caribbean from there rather than from San Juan, Puerto Rico. And we've been talking about this, haven't we? I've been mentioning this a lot. The island of Puerto Rico is, in reality, a U.S. territory, but in the real world, it's a third world spot right now. It is in such trouble from an infrastructure point of view. Electricity is unreliable. They're still trying to repair it and get it up and running. It is in need of billions. No one knows where that will come from, because there's no defined source that's been identified. The water infrastructure, the sewage infrastructure, highways, roads, the airport in San Juan, the international airport in San Juan. There are airlines who have not yet restored service back to pre-hurricane frequency levels. Still a mess. St. Croix, barely 25, 30 miles off the coast of the offshore from San Juan, still being rebuilt. St. Thomas, how many times and how many of our viewers have already been to St. Thomas or St. Martin telling us, I was there, the beaches are cleaned up, but one block behind the beach, back there, it's disaster, because it was total wiped out devastation. I mean, it was not just 10 or 20% of the structures destroyed or damaged. 90 to 95% of structures were damaged or destroyed. As far as housing is concerned, absolutely devastation. Many resorts destroyed. And in Puerto Rico, the entire island, we heard about the interior of Puerto Rico, the absolute devastation, crushing damages. And now the FEMA squabbles will begin. They will continue to heat up if we hear about it at all. And here's a cruise line that's just quietly packed it in. Royal Caribbean has given up on San Juan, Puerto Rico, unless I am mistaken. If I am mistaken, please tell me, but I have not seen an announcement from Royal Caribbean to replace that ship with another ship. And it's too bad, because with 2,100 passengers, that meant 4,200 people were actively coming in and out of San Juan weekly just for that cruise ship. You had to get 2,100 people off to get them out, and you had to get 2,100 people in to get them on the ship and go. And all the subcontractors who supply the food to that cruise ship, the alcohol delivery, the linen services, the water, the fuel, all the food involved. I mean, it's incredible. It's several thousand people will be directly affected economically by this decision next year when this is done. So I have not heard Royal Caribbean say another ship will take its place. At this point, it's one out and nothing in, and that's really a crying shame. If Royal Caribbean was to continue using San Juan, Puerto Rico, they would heavily promote that news now, because they would be selling cruises through 19 and 2020, 2021. They'd be marketing them right now, because we need the time. Any of us who are thinking of going on a cruise, or anyone thinking of going on a cruise out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, would need advanced time to book the cruise. And this leaves now Carnival, and it leaves, I believe, Norwegian with a ship. But I don't know what else is going to happen. So we'll have to watch this development, closely and further to see what's going to happen going forward. It's a shame. It really is too bad. Let's see here. Again, okay, now Tommy, it's saying to me it's a discount for cruising more and more and more. Okay, Tommy, the good news is this VIPN, the frequent cruiser program, that's a Carnival wide promotion. It's not ship specific. So if you've earned discounts for being a cruiser again and again and again through Carnival, through one ship, that's applicable throughout the entire cruise line of Carnival. Now, is it applicable to Princess, which Carnival owns, or Holland America, or Cunard, or Costa Cruises? I can't answer that specifically at this point, but I know that on the Carnival side, for Carnival, all of its cruise ships, you would qualify for discounts if they've been offering you some and telling you about discounts available to you, being a frequent cruiser of Carnival, or if you're going to be. So yes, you will not lose that. Imogene saying it's 74 here in Houston. She's worried about the Mexican resort. I think I mentioned that. Let's see who else is here. Sylvan, virtual portable network. The less you tax the ship's internet connection, the best it'll be for you. Internet service is so bad on ships, I don't even bother with internet on ships anymore. I'll tell you, Sylvan, VPN, the good news about internet on cruise ships, or let's say the big news, is that Carnival and now Royal Caribbean, and I believe Norwegian, have installed and are installing systems to utilize satellite, global satellite positioning for internet speeds that are rivaling land speeds. The days of us going to the internet station on board the cruise ship, those are quickly disappearing. The internet rooms, I think within 2 to 3 years, won't be there anymore. Any internet you want to do on a cruise ship, you will do going forward on your smartphone or on your tablet, or if you take a laptop on board with you on the ship. The ship will be offering packages to travelers in advance of you even landing at the pier. You'll probably be able to order your, book your cruise, and you can add prepay the tips and prepay for your internet connection for the week. Unlimited internet for one device, 2, 3, whatever number it is. It'll be a charge, so much for the first one, and then so much for each additional device after the first one. And you're probably going to find in a year or two that it's just as quick as onshore. That's how sophisticated it's becoming, how fast it's developing. The number of satellites going up there that are being tasked and set up for this it's incredible. So it might be a little expensive. It was much more expensive, as you recall, as we all do, probably 10 years ago. If you used internet on a cruise ship 10 years ago in 2008, you had to go to that room where all those desktops were, and you had to sign up with 200 minutes for, what would it have been, $100? It was $1 a minute, $2 a minute. I mean, it was ridiculous. And you'd get on there and you'd send an email real quick, hit enter and get off. You couldn't send a photo or anything like that. Well, now, even now, it's wireless almost on all decks, and within a few years, it'll be wireless in the entire ship. There won't even be a dedicated computer room. I would really be surprised if those even exist in the next few years. Thanks, Sylvan. Also, Tommy saying, and I just want to double check here. Back to Tommy's question. Yeah, okay. Now back to Chris Sakura is here. Chris, I have never been on a cruise, but I couldn't see myself stuck on a cruise for days on end. Doesn't appeal to me. Well, Chris, there's only one way to know if you'll ever like a cruise or not. You'd have to kind of take one. But I didn't go on a cruise for years. My friend, pal, buddy was an avid cruiser. He and his wife, they'd been on 12, 15 cruises. And he's looking at me going, I don't understand it, Bruce. I don't get it. Why aren't you taking a cruise? I don't understand. I said, well, I might get seasick. He said, these ships are so big, and depending on where you're going and what time of the year, you're unlikely to run into anything really nasty to get ill. But even if you did, there's medication to help you with it. And then I thought, well, it's the money. It's expensive. He said, it's not expensive compared to other holidays. And I was running out of excuses. I was running out of reasons why I wouldn't try a cruise. And so he finally convinced my wife and I, saying, why don't we go together, the four of us, on a cruise? And we'll show you around. We'll show you the ropes, and you won't be bored. If you're thinking about being bored and stuck on a cruise ship with nothing to do, think again. You can't do everything on the cruise. Every morning you get a like a pamphlet. They print it on board the ship every morning. You get what's going on board the cruise ship today, and you're looking at it going at 8 in the morning, 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, 9, 9:15, all day long until like 10, 11 at night. There's stuff going on everywhere. You can't do it all. You can't. It depends how young you are, how active you are, what you like and not like to do. And it depends on how many stops the cruise ship has on its cruise, because the itinerary can also tell you what's going on your vacation or not. You're taking a Caribbean cruise of 4 stops in 7 days. You've only got 2.5 sea days. I'll tell you, every day you're off the ship. At least 4 times. You're not even on the ship. You're off the ship at a beach, or in San Juan, Puerto Rico, or you're in St. Thomas or Grand Cayman, or in Mexico, or in Jamaica, or in Dominica, you name it. And you've got stuff to do. You want to golf? Go golfing for the day. You can do that. There's endless stuff. But anyway, Chris, until you convince yourself to try it, you may just be an observer and watch from the outside and wonder, what's the big deal all about? What's the fuss all about? I get it. I was like you through my late 30s and into my 40s. But once I took that first cruise with my buddy, I went, I see what my wife can do what she wants. I can do what I want. And there's a lot to do for both of us. I like this. I like this a lot. And so that's how it works for me. Kathy's asking Tommy, do you mean Carnival's VIP club? She's saying that's every ship, and he's going, thanks, Bruce. I think we've answered Tommy's question. Charles Jordan, Chris, Akira, it's easy to say something about you have never done. Easy to say something about something you've never done. First, you're not on the ship for days on end. You will stop at ports about every other day, and no more than 2 days after you set sail. Oh yeah, exactly. That's very good, Charles. It's exactly right. Tommy is saying, yes, thank you for the info. Tommy saying, Wes Morrison, 83 in New Braunfels, Texas, on a lunch break. We'll watch replay tonight. Hey, Wes, thanks, and you'll enjoy the show later. Charles Jordan saying, Chris, if you cruise on a ship like the Oasis, you'll never be able to do everything in 1 week, and that ship has to. Oh yeah, you go on the Oasis of the Seas, Harmony of the Seas. Can you imagine this guy on the Harmony of the Seas? 18 decks, 1,000 feet long. You're not even going to see the whole darn thing. Oh yeah. Kathy Butler, he might be referring to the 200-day around the world cruise in the title. Seems long for sure. Well, maybe he is. Got to be fair. Charles Baum, hi Bruce. In an old brochure, it shows Freedom of the Seas is going out of San Juan through 2019. Yeah, we'll see if that holds. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But thanks for letting me know. Tommy, let us know how your cruise on Carnival goes. We love to hear the trip reports. Exactly. That's what Kathy wants to know, Tommy. Kathy, she wants to know how your ship is going to go, your trip. Kathy Butler, golfers, do you take your clubs on the ships? I would if I knew I was on a Mexican cruise and I was in Cabo and Mazatlan, and I'm going to Puerto Vallarta on my 3 stops. I can go golfing at all 3 stops. I can arrange through the cruise line or through the golf courses directly. I can arrange golf, and I'd take my own clubs, my shoes, you bet. And I'd be off the tender first thing in the morning in Cabo, off the shore, going golfing. And then in Mazatlan, you just walk off the ship. Same thing in Puerto Vallarta. Walk off the ship, get into a cab, and get to your golf course. Play around the golf. You get 3 rounds of golf in on a 7-day Caribbean cruise. How nice is that? Cam Wilson. Hey, Bruce. Hey, everybody. Hey, Cam. How are you? Welcome, buddy. So yeah, this story about San Juan, Puerto Rico, and the Jewel of the Seas. It is too bad. I was curious, that it's the smallest ship of there's like 4 or 5 like it, 2,150 passengers that the Royal Caribbean has. They can't book that ship up to its maximum capacity reliably out of San Juan. That's bad news. That means they're not bringing in a 4,000 passenger ship at all. They're going to keep it small. So we'll have to see how this see what happens. Cam's saying, "Wait, what happened?" Cam, what's happened is that Royal Caribbean has announced quietly that starting January 2019, they won't be doing cruises out of San Juan anymore with the Jewel of the Seas. They're repositioning the ship to Miami, and I think they're going to do Caribbean cruises out of there with that ship. And that's a blow to San Juan, Puerto Rico. It's bad news. Charles Jordan, Bruce, is there something you can do about the 200 character count? I have to divide up whatever we're discussing because I'm running out of. No, there's nothing I can do. It's not mine. It's YouTube's. Sorry, Charles. Lisa Blakemore is here. Hi, Bruce. I love your daily broadcast. For if I can't be on a cruise, at least I can talk about it. That's my philosophy. The freedom of the seas is taking the place of the jewel of the seas. I hope you're right, and I hope that's true. Let's cross our fingers on that. Rather than that we're going to both do it. Hopefully, it's one versus the other. That would be great, because boy, Puerto Rico needs every break it can get, rather than the opposite. Tommy Eaton, will do all. Taking my wife to the Bahamas for Mother's Day, so we'll get a report from him on how that cruise goes. Tommy, that's great. And Kathy Butler saying that's good news. That's fantastic stuff. Okay, let's talk about this round the world cruise, and then I'll do the trivia. Okay, I've got a question out there already on the trivia. How many guest elevators are on the Harmony of the Seas? How many elevators for the guests are there on that ship? Don't Google it. Take your guesses. Okay, round the world cruise. I read about this morning, and I thought I'd mention it today. It is run by Oceania. The ship is named Insignia. Now, Oceania, if I recall, is a Norwegian cruise line. Norwegian owns that, and it owns Regent, and of course runs Norwegian. Now, this is a luxury cruise. This is all inclusive. You're not going to have. You're not going to get nickel and dimed all over the place here. You can take segments of the cruise or take the whole deal. It's up to you. The big portion is either 180 or 200 days long. If you depart Miami, you'll depart Miami January the 8th, 2020. So that's not quite 2 years from now. A lot of time to save up, kids. And it'll go until the 25th of July. And you finish in New York City. And the routing of the cruise, as I understand it, is Miami through to Colombia through the Panama Canal, and then up the Mexican coast, Central American Mexican coast, up to San Francisco, and back south again, right past Panama Canal, all the way down South America, underneath the tip of South America, up north, up towards Brazil, then over the Atlantic, Southern Atlantic, really, to Africa. And then heading south to South Africa, up the other side, and over to Asia, over towards India, and Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, China, of course, Chinese ports, then through to Japan. Quite a number of ports in Japan. And then from there over to Alaska, and then down the western coast, back to Frisco, down past Mexico, Central America, through the Panama Canal again, through the Caribbean, into Miami, and then back up to New York City. And that's the routing of this cruise, as I understand it. Dollars, how much money? 200 days on an inside room is $42,000 a passenger, about $210 a day. For an ocean view, $45,600, about $225 a day, roughly. Balcony is $60,000 a passenger, about $300 a day. Suite, $87,000 per person, $430 a day per person. Now, this includes, here's what you get. Okay, you get some perks. Gratuities are included. So for 200 days, at about $32 a day per couple. That's $6,500 in tips included in the deal. Onboard medical included. No extra charge for medical services. Now, I'm going to imagine and I'm going to assume that this will cover, you're seasick or you're not feeling well, you got a cold, maybe you scraped your arm, you cut yourself, you twisted your ankle. Kidney transplants, not included. I think they're going to have to get you off the ship for that. So you'll still have to look at medical insurance, obviously, for this length of a trip. But onboard medical included if, you need to visit the doctor. The laundry is included because you're going to be doing laundry on 200 days. Shoreside events are being orchestrated with this. And the visas, all the visas required for all the different countries are included. The cost of that are included. Luggage delivery sounds to me like they will literally pick up your luggage from your home, get it to the ship for you, probably the week before you are departing. Free Wi-Fi, that's a big one. Free Wi-Fi on this worldwide cruise, very good. That would allow me to do a 200-day cruise with my channel. I just need enough super chat to get the fare. I think I need more viewers. You also get one free hotel night the day before the cruise departs. So out of Miami, you'll get there the day before. They'll put you up in a hotel at their expense, and then they'll get you to the ship on time. Free first class airfare to Miami as well. That's pretty good perk, depending on where you're from. And then you have a choice. There's 3 offers they're giving you as well. Choose one of these 3. 1, 70 shore excursions that you can use. Free drink package for the entire cruise. That would include soft drinks, the coffees, and the alcohol. Or you can have a $7,000 onboard ship credit, and you can use that the way you want. So some for shore excursions, some for drinks, some for the spa, maybe, some for a massage. You dole it out, and that's the deal. So 70,000 or 60,000 US for the balcony per person, with these perks and benefits added on, and 42,000 for the inside. So it's as cheap as 42, up to 60,000 for the balcony. The suite is another matter. So 7 months, you're at sea around the world. 45,000 nautical miles, I understand, is the number. And a number of the ports, you have 2-night stays. So Shanghai, 2 nights, Singapore, 2 nights. This kind of pattern is what they're putting together here. So it's a relaxed, easygoing, around the world with lots of stops, but there will be sea days involved, obviously, in between. But you'll get used to it. You'll get used to it. The ship, I believe, holds something like 600 passengers and 400 crew. It's 1,000 people on board the ship, 700 feet long. It's not like a mega monster cruise ship. So it's exclusive and it's top notch. It's 5-6 star. Top notch dining, top notch services, furnishings, bedding, everything first class, absolute first class. This is not a Carnival cruise around the world. No. But you get, I think you get a good deal here. I think for $60,000, $300 a person per day, $600 a couple, you're getting 6-star everything. And yeah, I can see where the meal portion of it would be a couple $100 a day. That's what run you in a restaurant, if not more, $250 a day in restaurants plus tips. Then you're down to $350 a day for your accommodation. 6-star resort, Ritz-Carlton hotel. Tell me, what Ritz-Carlton can you stay at anywhere, any location, for less than $300 a night? Good luck. You're not available. So yeah, this is 6-star everything for this kind of price, and around the world travel, 7 continents. Yeah, that's a once in a lifetime, isn't it? So that would be something. I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see here. Where are we here? We got guesses. Okay, we have guesses for the elevators. Okay, you guys. Cam Wilson said 8 elevators. Whoops, too small. 15, he's thinking. Tommy Heat, no, what the heck? My guess is 20. Cam Wilson, I can't wait to hear the price of this cruise. Charles Jordan, doesn't the Freedom carry around 4,000 passengers? That's a big jump from what the Jewel has. And that, I hope, is the case, Charles. Again, I will be looking into this further, but I saw nothing mentioned when I saw this announcement. It was just a downer announcement. I thought, oh, no. Sylvan Forrest, wishful thinking here, 16 elevators. Nina Frank, BTW. By the way, thanks for the video on vacationstogo.com. So many good deals from Miami, much more expensive in 4EX the Med, in something 4EX the Med. Thinking about flying into Miami. Oh yeah, Nina, you want to get a cruise at a good price? Take a cruise out of the United States. Don't take a cruise starting in Europe. Oh my gosh, mind you, if you want to do a Mediterranean cruise, it starts in Rome, ends in Rome. I get it, Barcelona. You have to shop around, but you might be on a U.S. oriented cruise line. You might be on Royal Caribbean in the Mediterranean, or you might be on Norwegian in the Mediterranean. Costa might be too expensive, even though Carnival owns Costa. Go figure. It's crazy. Europeans get charged so unbelievable prices for cruises when out of the United States they're so much cheaper. It blows my mind, really does. You may want to do a repositioning cruise. Fly to Miami, spend a week in Florida, go to Orlando, see Disney World, Universal Studios, have fun there. Then take a repositioning cruise in late April to Europe that includes 7 or 8 stops, 5 or 6 stops in the Mediterranean. You end up in Rome. Now you got your Mediterranean cruise added in to that repositioning cruise, and you started in Florida. Not a bad way to go. Charles Jordan saying, I changed my mind, 24. Yeah, Charles, I know why. Cam Wilson, it all sounds so good now to win the lottery. You laugh out loud. Oh, just let me win the lottery. And what ship is this on again? Cam, the ship is called the Oceania Insignia is the name of the ship. Imogene, 12 elevators and 4 that go to the back of the ship. Sebastian is here. Yes, it's not fair. Europeans cruising is far too expensive. I agree. You're right. How many elevators are there on the Harmony of the Seas guest elevators? 24 is the number. 24 guest elevators on the Harmony of the Seas. Then there are the freight elevators that you and I don't take, and there are many of those, front of the ship, middle, and the back, of course. Yeah, isn't that something? 24 elevators. Obviously, they have on board full-time techs to handle the elevators. Just handle the elevator. Keep them running 24/7, preventative maintenance, and the freight elevators, and if there are any escalators on top of that. It's a big deal. 24, Kathy saying. Yeah, 24 guest elevators on the Harmony of the Seas. Unbelievable. Okay, some more trivia for you. Here we go, kids. Get ready. No cheating now. Let's have some fun here. Let's talk about the Love Boat, folks. The Love Boat, the show, The Love Boat. Name the actor that played Captain Stubing. Who was the actor that played Captain Stubing on the television show, The Love Boat? I'd love to get your answers on that. Don't look it up on the internet. Don't Google it. Just type, give me your best guess. And I've got other questions for you. We'll see what happens. I know I'm on a bit of a delay here. I'm talking and waiting. Thanks, by the way, for anybody giving me thumbs ups today. 23 so far, only 2 down. Not bad. We got people PO'd at the elevator question. They obviously didn't like the elevator question, and they immediately gave me 2 thumbs down. So what are you going to do? Let's see what we got here. What did I win? Yay, Tommy's saying, what did I win? Nina Frank, I love to do a repositioning cruise from Copenhagen to New York, but I'm afraid I've seen too many documentaries about the Titanic. Yeah, the ships that go from Europe to the United States, those are the ones that sink. The ships that go from America to Europe, they don't seem to sink. Although I thought the Lusitania was going from North America to Europe. I thought, I could be wrong. I don't know. Gavin McLeod, Tommy's got it. Cam is right there too. Gavin McLeod, that's exactly right. He played Captain Stubing. Yeah, Tommy and Cam are correct. I know it was Gavin something. Yeah, it was Gavin McLeod. Now, here's the question. What show did Gavin McLeod appear on before The Love Boat? 7 years. where he played the character called Murray Slaughter. What show was he on where he played the character named Murray Slaughter for 7 years prior to being on The Love Boat? Anyone got that one off the top of their head? Cam is saying, I still watch The Love Boat sometimes when I can see it. I think it ran 9 years on television. 9 years. That show was on a long time. Sylvan Force saying, and I was thinking of what's his name, McLeod. I hate brain farts. Tom Eaton, Mary Tyler Moore Show. Here it comes. Tommy, Debbie, Charlie, Imogene, Mary Tyler Moore. Exactly. Murray Slaughter on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Exactly. Norman, you got it. Randy, you got it. You all got that one. This guy had a career. By the way, he was on another show prior to that for about 2 seasons where he had a recurring role. If anyone guesses that one, you're either cheating because I didn't know, or you really know this guy. But he was on another show for 2 years, and it was in black and white. This show was in black and white television. I'm curious if any of you know that one. It wasn't part of my game plan to ask you this question, but so many of you folks got Mary Tyler Moore. Bang, 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 because I gave you away Mary Tyler Moore. McHale Navy. Charlie, way to go. You got it. McHale's Navy. Way back when, in the early 60s. I don't remember Debbie saying, I don't remember. Cop show? Yep. Yeah. Well, McHale's Navy, not really a cop show, more of a Navy show, Coast Guard Navy type show. Twilight Zone? No, Tommy, not the Twilight Zone. No. Yeah, McHale, I believe it was McHale's Navy for a couple of seasons, and he left that show voluntarily to do a movie, to start doing movies, full-length feature shows out of Hollywood. He's had a long, successful career. Andy Griffith Show, Cam was asking? No, not the Andy Griffith Show. Okay, that's enough about Gavin McLeod. Although I will say, Gavin McLeod, just a little more trivia info for you guys. Because of the success of the Love Boat television series, and those, they did television movies once in a while. For years, they brought the cast back to try to do, bring up something else on the show. He was hired by Princess Cruises to be a spokesman for Princess Cruising. And whenever they had a new christening of a new ship, they brought Captain Stubing out in uniform to promote a new ship. What was the name of the ship in the Love Boat? What was the actual name of the real ship that they took pictures of for the opening credits during the show? Anybody know the name of the ship that was that it was used for? Be curious if anyone's got that. Charlie Baum's going, I'm old. Or you've got a very sound memory, Charlie. You've got a memory that remembers everything. Maybe you ever thought of that? Maybe you're not that old. Yeah, so am I, Charlie. Laugh out loud. Tommy's saying Pacific Princess is Sylvan is first. Cam Wilson was right with it. Yep, Pacific Princess. Linda Beveridge is saying he was good. Randy Lucas, Pacific Princess. Sebastian, Pacific Princess. Pamela Jordan, the Pacific Princess. Debbie Emanuel, Princess Ship, correct? Yep. Norman Duarte, SS Gallo. Tommy Eaton, Princess. Norman is laughing out loud. Oh my gosh. Nina Frank is saying we had the awful Estonia disaster in the Baltic. And then there were the crazy Italian who wanted to say hello to his old friend, Costa Concordia. That's right. It's the disasters. Oh, that's good stuff. By the way, the Pacific Princess cruise ship, just so you know, was renamed the MS Pacific after it left the employment of Pacific Cruise Lines, or Princess Cruise Lines. And then it was retired in 2013 from active sailing duty. No buyer was found for the ship after that. Nobody wanted to buy that used ship anymore. It was ultimately scrapped in 2013 in Turkey. So that ship no longer exists. It was cut into pieces and the steel has been recycled to other uses. But that ship had a long life. and for a ship that had maybe 1,200, 1,400 passengers, had a long lifetime. One more question about the Love Boat. What television network did that show air on? What TV network did the Love Boat air on for all those years? Anyone know that? Lisa Blakemore saying Royal Caribbean didn't give up on San Juan. We'll be sailing on the Freedom of the Seas out of San Juan in 19. I hope you're right, and I'm glad to hear it. I really am. I'm really hopeful that's true. Norman Duarte, ABC, right there. He's on it. ABC television. Now, Norman, you're not watching Google, are you? You didn't Wikipedia this, did you? Because you're pretty fast. Tommy Eaton is saying, asking, here's one for you, Bruce. What show had the AS Minnow? What show had the AS Minnow on it? Good question. Debbie Manuel, ABC. Linda Beveridge, XCBS. No, not CBS. Tommy, NBC. No, it was ABC. Sylvan is going Gilligan's Island. I'm kind of going with him on that. Norman, no, I used to watch it. Norman saying he swears I used to watch the show. I know it was ABC. It was on ABC. I used to remember the ABC Monday Night Football, and then they'd have Frank Gifford, do the play-by-play, and then once in a while he'd have to do one of these station breaks, and they'd have to do a little ABC promo. I remember him plugging The Love Boat and Fantasy Island back to back. Those shows, they used to see those commercials all the time on ABC. Promoting the shows, the next shows, always on ABC. Scott Batchley, Gilligan's Island. Charlie Baum is saying Gilligan's Island. That's what I'm thinking is the SS Minnow is Gilligan's Island. One more question about the Love Boat. Actually, one more. Who sang the theme song, The Love Boat? Who sang the theme song for The Love Boat? Anybody got a guess on that? Norman saying, boss, the plane, boss, the plane. I remember that. Who sang the theme song to The Love Boat on the show? Anybody's got that answer off the top of their heads? And we'll see if anyone's got that one here. The plane, boss. I know, the plane. We'll see if anyone's coming in with that answer right here. The Love Boat. Oh, my. I don't know that guy's name, Norman's saying. I don't know that guy's name. The Love Boat. It's exciting and new. Norm Crosby. No, Tommy, it's not Norm Crosby. Sorry. Betsy Lane is coming in under the wire. Jack Jones, she's saying. It was Jack Jones, a singer named Jack Jones. Debbie Manuel, no idea. I'll give you a follow-up question on Jack Jones. Norman saying Lou Reed. No, not Lou Reed. Cam Wilson, I sang it. Yeah, I'll give you a follow-up question on this guy. First of all, he's still alive today. Jack Jones is 80, still ticking. Still clicking, still singing, lives in Palm Springs, California, full time with his wife. I think he was married 6 times. He finally got it right, or is he still working on it? I don't know, but he's still going. He made a cameo singing this song in a movie that was a big hit in the late 70s. Anybody got a guess what the name of the movie was that he sang the Love Boat theme on? In a dream sequence in this movie. Anybody got that? I'm really putting the screws to you guys on this one. You have that LP, you win. Yeah, Norman's saying if you've got that LP with that guy singing that song on it, you're a winner. Let's see if anyone can pull this one out of the hat. He was in a movie, very big movie, big blockbuster, where there was a dream sequence, and here is this guy singing the theme to The Love Boat, wearing a tuxedo, I'm sure, singing away. Debbie asking some Adam Sandler movie? Nope, that wasn't Adam Sandler. Tommy Eaton is asking, do celebrities entertain on Carnival? I doubt it would be like, $100,000 a week celebrities, but I'm sure they have singers and dancers and magicians and ventriloquists and comedians on board these ships. Absolutely, they would. Uh, Cam Wilson saying War of the Gargantuans. No, not War of the Gargantuans. No, no. All right, I'm gonna give the answer to this one. What movie did Jack Jones appear in on a cameo performance, singing that song with a microphone and the tuxedo? The movie was Airplane. The movie Airplane. He was he was in the dream sequence where the lead character was having flashbacks to his Vietnam War days when he was flying, whatever he was flying, and for some reason, Jack Jones showed up like out of nowhere in this dream singing Love Boat. I don't know. The writers of the movie have the twisted sense of humor, and he did it, and it was a big deal. He's known for that. Go figure. What can I say? Let's see. Scott Batch is saying they have pros like 4 times a year. Pros 4 times a year. Tommy Eaton is asking King Kong, and then Captain Gans is saying, "Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that." Scott Batchley, it's extra, of course. Tommy Eaton, now I remember. And Captain Gans saying he had wind in his hair, singing in the front of a brick wall. Yeah, that's right. That's right. They set him up for that cameo. That was great. Okay, other trivia. Back to Harmony of the Seas. I got a little bit of trivia for you. Charlie Baum saying, I saw Marty Allen in the Grandeur. Yeah, he just passed away about 3 weeks ago. Marty Allen just passed away at 90-something. Lived a long, long lifetime. How many slices of pizza a week does the Harmony of the Seas serve on board their ship in a typical Caribbean cruise? How many slices of pizza a week do they serve on the Harmony of the Seas? Folks, guesses? What do you think? It's a lot. Oh, yeah. We're having fun here with trivia on a Saturday, cruise ship trivia for my viewers today as we're getting to the end of the show. Let's see what we have. Any questions, any answers coming in, any guesses? Don't look it up on the internet. Just guess, folks. I met Marty Allen on the Grand Princess, Debbie says. How about that? Norman is saying 30,000. That's not a bad guess. Tommy Eaton, 6,000 slices. Sebastian, 50,000 slices. How about 50,000? Cam Wilson, I don't know the answer, but your question, but I can tell you that the Abyss slide on the Harmony of the Seas is 10 stories high, and you are right, and it's a fun one, I'm sure. Captain Gans, 12,000 slices. Bo Stark, 5 slices. That's it. 5. No one eats pizza on that ship. 5. That's it. Norman Duarte, that's a lot of dough. That's a lot of dough. The answer, folks, is 18,000 slices a week. That's how many slices. Kathy is asking 7,000. And Savagio Mosquito is here. Whee! Linda Beveridge on 100,000, she's saying. Betsy Lane guessing 54,000. The answer is 18,000 slices a week. 18,000. That is a lot of dough. That's a lot of pepperoni, and that's a lot of cheese. That's a whole lot of cheese coming out. And Captain, I'm closest. All right, here's another one for you. How many eggs a week are they going to use on the Harmony of the Seas? Think about this, folks. It's not only for your bacon and eggs in the morning. It's for making the bread, for making cake, making all the buns. Any of the other recipes that require eggs in the recipe, all made on board. How many eggs a week are they going through on the Harmony of the Seas for a typical 1 week long cruise? Cam Wilson is guessing 30,000. Kathy Butler saying that's a lot of heartburn with those pizza slices. Cam Wilson's, I think I saw something like that. Debbie Emanuel, 42,000. Scott Batchley, 35,000. Betsy Lane, 215,000 eggs. Linda Beveridge, 5,000. That's it. There's 5,000 or 6,000 passengers, 2,000 crew members, and they're using 5,000 eggs in a week for 7,000 people. I'm going to say it's a little light. Norman, 20,000 eggs. Captains, 200,000. Sebastian, 60,000. Sylvan, 60,000. Tommy Eaton, 100,000. Imogene, 100,000. Kathy Butler, 150,000. There are the guesses. They're all over the map. The number on average, 86,400. 86,400 eggs a week. That's a lot of farts. Tommy is right. Yeah. You guys had some good guesses. The 60,000s, the 100,000s. You're right in there. 86,400 a week. Yay, Linda's saying that's a lot of eggs. Okay, one more last question, and this is a bit of a trick question because you're not going to find it on the internet. The only place you're going to find this answer is if you actually watched my show. You actually watch me and listen to what I'm saying and retained it in your heads. Here comes the question for you. You take all the passengers on the ship, the 6,000 passengers and the 2,000 crew approximately. That's almost 8,000 people. You load this ship up with all of its stuff, all of its supplies, food, water, fuel, and then you go out to sea and you crank up the engines and you go full speed at top speed, 21 knots, 22 knots, well, 25 miles an hour. Divide the fuel being used up by all the passengers on board. What is the miles per gallon of the Harmony of the Seas on a per person basis? What kind of mileage does that ship get for every person on board, passenger and crew member? Any guesses? What's the miles per gallon? Let me know what your thoughts are. I'd be kind of curious if you guys have a guess or you remember what I said once. Be kind of curious to know. Kathy's saying they must have huge refrigerators. Oh, do they ever? Do they ever? And you can imagine that they're using those eggs up, every day. 12, 13,000 of them are being used up. So, I mean, the egg count is dropping every day on that ship. Unbelievable. Norman Duarte, 1.5. Sylvan Forrest is saying 27 feet a gallon. That doesn't help you, Sylvan. That's not answering the question. Miles per gallon, buddy. Norman, liter? No, miles per gallon. Oh, no math. Kathleen's saying, oh, no math. Cam, nautical miles or regular miles? Regular miles. Miles per gallon. There we go. Oh, no math. Cam Wilson, nautical miles, regular miles. Cam Wilson, he doesn't know. Tommy Eaton, 10 miles per gallon. Linda Beveridge, 200. Scott Batchley, I have CRS, so I don't remember. Captain Gans, maths is an insult to my intelligence. Sorry. Debbie Manuel 7, don't remember now. We will need to search all the video again to find the answer. That's right. Hundreds of hours of uploads just to find the answer to this skill testing question. Debbie Manuel, don't remember. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I'll give you another minute or so and I'll give you the answer. Betsy Lane saying 4.5 miles a gallon. Norman Duarte, recap. How many miles per gallon on a per person basis does the Harmony of the Seas get when it's cranked up to full speed at 23 knots or whatever that speed is, probably 25 miles an hour? Kathy is thinking 3 miles per gallon per person. Sylvan Forrest, he's saying 0.051136 miles per gallon. That's what he's saying is what it is. Norman Duarte, 30 miles a gallon. All right, here comes your answer, folks. The answer actually is 65 miles a gallon. 65 miles per gallon per person on that ship at top speed, which is pretty darn good, wouldn't you think? I mean, a Toyota Prius gets 60 odd miles to the gallon, doesn't it? But you can't take a shower in a Prius. You can't go in a sauna, and you can't take a swimming pool dip in a Prius, can you? Wow is right. It is an exceptional number, very efficient. And the story goes that the Symphony of the Seas, the new one, even more efficient, holds more people and uses less fuel than the Harmony of the Seas. So it gets even better mileage on a per person basis. And this is why I think this is so funny, because what I think is interesting is when oil back in 2007 and 2008 took a shot and broke through that $100 a barrel range and went beyond that. It went to like 120, even $140 a barrel for a few months. All the cruise lines came out with the so-called fuel surcharge. You remember that? You remember the fuel surcharges from Federal Express? Airlines were charging us fuel surcharges. They didn't take them off for 5 years. They have some still haven't taken them off, but they still have them. The so-called fuel surcharge. I thought, come on, you guys. If the Harmony of the Seas is getting 65 miles a gallon, I bet you ships like the Oosterdam, they're probably getting 50 miles per gallon, 55 miles per passenger. And you guys are charging me $10 a day fuel surcharge for a 7-day cruise. That's $70 a passenger, complete cash grab. $70 a passenger times 2,100 passengers on the Oosterdam. That's a ton of cash for a ship that's getting 50 miles a gallon per passenger. How much fuel am I using up is what I'm asking you. How much fuel am I using up if the ship goes even 3,000 miles from, say, San Diego down to Puerto Vallarta and back? It's a 3,000-mile journey, if that. Might only be 2,500 miles. It's 50 gallons of gas. 50 gallons per barrel. You know how many gallons are in a barrel? More than 50. And they're charging $10 a day surcharge, $70 surcharge for 50 gallons of fuel. And that's because it's gone up in price, not for the whole fuel. It's just a surcharge. It's a cash grab, profit-making grab like you can't believe. And they all did it, and they still have that policy in place. Over $60 or $70 a barrel, the cruise lines have the clause in their contract to add up to $10 a day fuel surcharge to every passenger who gets on the ship. Keep that in mind, folks. When you know this number, 65 miles a gallon, give me a break. All of you are saying, wow, that's pretty good. Wait till they go solar. Norman's saying 65. Got to remember that. Kathy, got to go. Hugs to you, Bruce, and all the chat buddies. Cool, says Captain Gans. Scott Spatchy saying no bars in a Prius. You got it. Bye, Kay. Everyone's saying. Hit the like and subscribe buttons. Kathy is saying. Norman saying X cash out of hand. I paid for that. I paid for that. I paid that. Yeah, we've all paid it. Yes, it's a cash cow. Anyway, folks, there you go. There's your cruise ship trivia for a Saturday. A little bit of information on around the world cruising and that little story out of San Juan. We'll kind of keep an eye on that, see what that's true or not. I want to thank all you guys for joining me today on my Saturday chat. An hour and 16 minutes in. I think it went great. Thank you for all the thumbs ups, you guys. How many did we get? 28 up, 2 down. We got 30. We'll take that. Anybody want to give us some more? We'll take any thumbs ups you guys want to hand out. We love them. It helps the analytics, helps the channel get noticed through YouTube. Thanks for all of you who've subscribed. Those of you who've got who haven't, there's the buttons here and here. You can subscribe to my channel. Just click on there. Love to have you come on board. Please share my videos on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. There are buttons on the bottom here on the channel where you can share my videos to the world, expose the channel. Anybody want a medallion, let me know. You can buy it through PayPal or through my super chat. Again, thanks for everyone who was here today. I really enjoyed it. It was a great show. I think we had a lot of fun today. I'll be on again Monday, 5 o'clock Eastern time. I have to start an hour earlier because of daylight savings time, whatever we call that. You guys are all springing ahead. I'm not moving. I'm going back to LA time, going back to Vancouver, British Columbia time. So I will be on at 2 o'clock my time, which is still 5 o'clock Eastern on Monday. And Tuesday, I'll do 2 shows, 5 and 8. Wednesday, just 1 show. Thursdays, 2 shows, 5 and 8. And then Friday, 1 show as always. And next Saturday, we'll see you too. So thanks for dropping by today. I hope we had fun today. I loved it. And look forward to seeing you guys on Monday if you can join me. Thanks again for catching me today. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Take care. This is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce saying thanks for joining me today and catching my live stream for a Saturday. I hope you've all had a good time. Enjoy it all. And we'll see you Monday at 5 Eastern, unless I pop a video up in the meantime. And we'll see you guys later. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.